Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. If you're a first time viewer, this is the Double RT Boxing Show. Ready, talk that boxing. Please become a subscriber. Help this wonderful show, this small show, grow and be a kind person and put that thumbs up. Trying to get a 10 thumbs up average for this small show. Now, this is a segment edition of the Double RT Boxing Show, a breakdown and prediction volume 65. It's going to be a Jono Carroll taking on a Marco McCullough for the IBF Intercontinental Super Featherweight Champion, 130 pounds. It's going to be an interesting fight. And if you are a first-time viewer, that's what this show is about. I created it about a year, not even a year ago, and it's boxing. I break down fights. I give Mr.A thoughts, break down predictions, fight recaps, long episodes of the Double RT Boxing Show. I discover fighters with you, and then you give me input on some of the fighters that, like I said, I just discovered these two fighters. And I know Marco McCullough because I covered the Ryan Walsh and Lowe fight, and I saw McCullough take on Ryan Walsh, and I think it's going to be a similar outcome for him. So going into that, it's a 12-round fight for that super featherweight title. You got Jono Carroll at 15-0, southpaw with 13% knockout ratio. Doesn't sound much when you look across the board and you see his opponent Marco with a 50 knockout ratio, 18-4, 11 KOs, but out of his 4 losses, he's been KO'd 3 times. Now, as far as a ring experience and all the good paper numbers, these guys are somewhat fair, 28 for Marco, years age, taking on a 25-year-old in Jono, the Celtic Warrior. But at 79 rounds of experience for Jono against 106 for Marco, you might want to give the slighter edge to Marco. But like I said, I see Marco against Wash, and I seen Jono. I did some research on him. Now, going into the breakdown inside the ring, again, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not. 10 thumbs up average. That's what we're shooting for in the first season. Last year was a pilot season. Go check out a whole bunch of stuff. Now, feet-wise and legs, it gets tricky because even though he has a 13-inch, he has a 13% ratio of knockouts. It seems like Jono gets more power driven through his legs, the leverage in his punches, while Marco is a better ring generalship user with his legs. So you figure you will soon discover, if you're a new viewer and subscribers, I like movers. I love boxing. Jab, not hit and not get hit, move, combinations, move in and out on the angles. And I believe Marco is the better at that. I believe he moves better around the ring than Jono. But Jono, like I said, gives more leverage with power on his legs. So depending on what you like, you could kind of give it to that fighter on the legs. Now, even though I like movers, I'm going to say better legs for this fight, for this matchup, goes with Jono. I think his walking down and power legs would be better suited for this fight. I don't think Marco is that great of a mover to box, hit and move. I don't think his movement is that good, but he's a mover. So we're going with Jono on the legs on the Double RT Boxing Show. Now, Mr.A, myself, for defensively, oh man, this is tough because with the movement of Marco, he doesn't give much movement on top. And Ryan Walsh to me hit him way too often, way too easy. And I like Jono. Both these guys are. I'm going to get right down the middle. I won't say it's an even draw in defense because they're both hittable. Jono gives you somewhat movement in that high guard as he walks you down, but these guys, like I said, Marco does the movement, but he's still hittable. Jono's going to come at you in a high guard, slight waist movement, but he's hittable. No one plays the gap. No one plays the jab, the back step, or nothing like that. No one does head movements, changes levels, nothing to be a moving target that makes it harder to hit. So right down the middle, even on defense. Now, as far as offense, I talked about it a little with the legs. I believe more power shots, which is weird. To me, I think the harder hits come from Jono. I think the hits that changes fights or changes around come from Jono. Like that, the way he just digs up and down with the body. While the faster hands to me seem to belong to Marco, the better jab is Marco. But the aggression and the harder hits and the body work, I like of Jono's. Now, saying all that, and both these guys to me lack head movement, I'm going with, like I said, I think it's going to be a similar outcome for Marco that it was with Ryan Welsh. Because I believe, and I picked Welsh to beat Marco because I just don't think Marco could keep someone of that style off him. That high guard, walk through some shots to get his own. And I believe, because I think Ryan Welsh was easy to move around. He waited too long for shots, but yet he was still able to win. And I think Jono is to me, from my eyeball test, I think Jono is a better come forward fighter than Ryan Walsh. I think he gets his shots off more. I think he takes more chances with his shots, throws more shots, and I think Marco is going to have a hard time with Jono just as he did with Walsh. And I'm picking Jono to defeat Marco and become that. I believe this is for the vacant IBF Intercontinental, or is Jono already that? We'll find out real fast. I do apologize. Should have had that one. But let's see. I want to say it's going to be a vacant, but we will find out right here, right now. RT Boxing, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Okay, so yes, he is the champion. I'm sorry. Jono is currently the IBF Intercontinental 130-pound champion. And I believe he's going to walk out that ring and still champion. 10 thumbs up average is what we're doing. New viewers, please become new subscribers. Get this small show, your show, up to 300. Earlier today, someone became 296. I appreciate that. This is the RT Boxing Show. Ready, talk boxing. I'm your host, Mr. A. Let's go for 300.